Are you ready?
Hello and welcome to the first episode of Across the Line, your one-stop shop for all things Leinster. Coming up on this month's show, we take a look at the RDS redevelopment and what that means for fans. We'll talk to Matt O'Connor about time off and the season ahead. We'll also speak to Sharon Lynch on the Women's World Cup and the Interpros. And we'll go behind the scenes of the Academy with up-and-coming winger Adam Byrne. All this along with highlights, league tables and previews here on Across the Line. Coming up next, it's all change here at Leinster with the announcement of an international architectural competition to redevelop the Anglesey stand.
So today we're launching an international competition for an iconic replacement for the Anglesey stand here in the main arena.
We have a capacity at the moment of 18,500, so that needs to increase to 25,000. What's really important is the spectator experience. So when they come here, the level of comfort, the viewing angles, the technology that's available, the catering, the retail and merchandising, so that we need to make sure that it's really a good stadium to come to.
It's great that it's actually finally arrived. I mean, from our point of view, the RDS has been good to us, but I do think that the improvements that are planned will really make Leinster a standout team in Europe now, you know. It's gone from about 18 to 25 is the plan, but I think it's the quality of seat you'll get. I think the Anglesey stand with the best will in the world has probably served its time, and I think what we need to do is put in a better quality of seat, corporate facility, toilets, all that sort of thing, to give the spectator as a supporter a better bang for his buck.
It seems like they've got a really good plan in place. I think you know, they're putting it out to tender, it looks like, and I think the person with the best design is going to win it. So I think it's a good idea. I think the proposal for increasing the capacity of the stadium by about 35% to 25,000 people is ambitious, but I think it's well within our capabilities as long as we perform on the pitch, I suppose. So a little bit of extra pressure for us, but I think it's a great idea overall.
Next up, we talk to head coach Matt O'Connor about his time off during the summer, what his focus is for pre-season and tactics for the matches ahead.
We're building into it nicely. You know, we gave the guys a good rest, and you know they got over all their niggles and mentally as much as physically had a bit of a break from the game. We've sort of led into it a little bit gradually this year and given them a little bit of time away from rugby and focused on the physical components of the game, and they've spent their time getting faster and stronger and fitter, and you know we've introduced the rugby over the last 2 or 3 weeks and building nicely. A lot of academy kids out here today training with us, so they've had a really good taste of Leinster rugby over the last 3 or 4 weeks. You know, it's always evolving. You know, there's kids coming through all the time, and you know that's the nature of it, that you lose some of your experienced guys and your veterans move on, but there's always someone there to take their place. And you know, the guys have worked really hard. The academy guys that have trained with us in the summer have done a great job. I headed home after the final, and we had a couple of days in Dubai to get a bit of sunshine before we headed down to the Australian winter, which isn't too bad, but it was great to go back there and catch up with family and friends that we haven't seen for a long time. But it's good to be back in the mix and see the boys working really hard and you know, hungry to improve on what we did last season.
Leinster was well represented in the Women's World Cup, and with one game left in this year's Interpro series against Ulster on Saturday, we caught up with forward Sharon Lynch to talk World Cup, the homecoming and settling back into the Leinster women's squad.
From the start it was a pretty surreal experience. It just felt like you were in a situation where you were doing this full time, and just a glimpse of how that would actually feel like and just how that would work. You're just solely focused on one dream, I suppose, to play rugby all day, every day, and play for your country and play to the best of your ability and really push yourself. For me, it was just all really shocking. Even cameras just in your face, and people wanting to talk to you and take photos, and people just handing you a baby to take a photo with this child with you, and just all things like that. It's all so not real life. Like for us, we don't get that all the time or ever. So it was such a treat, and it was a great feeling to come home to that. as a player and on the provincial team and on the Irish panel, I think the aim of this year's Interpro is to develop players, develop yourself individually, and so girls have an opportunity this year to come up and put their hand up to be selected on a provincial level, on an Irish level, and show what they can do.
The Leinster Academy is going strong with more and more new talent coming up through the ranks. We spoke to Adam Byrne about training with the senior squad, coming back from injury, and his aims for the year ahead.
Thank God I'm back fit and healthy, and I'm able to get through the full pre-season. So in the academy it's great, you're mingling with the seniors every day. We have a great system in Leinster, everyone trains together, so you progress through it, and hopefully at the end of the 3 years you've developed enough to get a senior contract and progress on from there. So physically in the academy it is important to get bigger and progress and get stronger, quicker, more powerful, and injuries do hinder you, but I think everyone gets their fair share at some stage, and it's just how you bounce back and keep your head in the right place, and hopefully I've passed the worst, but keep working.
What's your wish list for the year?
Number one is just stay injury free, keep the head down and just keep working. If I'm playing well, maybe who knows what can happen, just learn little things off the seniors, and once I get called up to train with them, just take the chances and just see what happens from there.
The Guinness Pro 12 is in full swing. Leinster's first match was away to Glasgow Warriors in a repeat of last year's final, and despite going 19 points behind, they battled back brilliantly to almost force the unlikeliest of victories.
Lost here last September, they have nothing but respect for Glasgow. Ball breaks, here's a chance, Burgos onto Seymour, great tackle, Kirshner inside, and scored by Horn. Half stolen there by Cronin, but it falls for Strauss, and Strauss might be away. What a bonus. With 9 minutes left, it could get very interesting. Nigel Owens, try.
Big pressure on MacArthur.
Cut line out, thrown over the top. Oh, down again. There is 1 point in it. And Glasgow are over the line.
A packed RDS saw Leinster welcome Scarlets in their first home game, and a man-of-the-match performance from captain Jamie Heaslip, plus tries from Dominic Ryan, Tyke Furlong and 2 apiece from Messrs Carney and Madigan saw them home.
And the home supporters will want the real Leinster. On to Carney. Carney goes for the chip inside. He's got Fanning, he's got Kirshner, and it is himself. Understand why the officials reached the conclusion that they did. Madigan. But Leinster looking to push for a try which could set up a victory here. Oh, acres of space for Madigan. Nimble, quick, and John Partridge did not have a chance. Blasting off that bench and blasting over is Ryan. The paint applied today was blue.
Are you ready? 2 games under Leinster's belt, the league tables are beginning to take shape. A losing bonus point against Glasgow and a try bonus point win over the Scarlets has them on 6 points and in 5th place. The fixtures are coming thick and fast, with Leinster away to Connacht on Friday the 19th in the Sports Ground, with a home game against the Cardiff Blues the following weekend. Then it's the big one, Leinster versus Munster on the 4th of October in the Aviva Stadium, with a kick-off of 6:30. Tickets are being snapped up, so get in early. The final Guinness Pro 12 game before all attention turns to the Champions Cup is away to Zebre on Saturday the 11th of October. That's it for the first episode of Across the Line. For all the latest Leinster Rugby news, views, squad info and tickets, check out leinsterrugby.ie. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. See you all next month.